When you think about 9/11, this might be one of the images that's seared into your memory. I know it is for me. The moment when these firefighters raised this American flag over the rubble at Ground Zero. It was a symbol of hope for so many in the wake of the horrifying attacks. Today, that flag is kept in the 9/11 Memorial and Museum in New York. But it took an incredible journey to get there, which is a story on its own. Our next guest wrote the book on that story. Shirley Dreifus joins us now. Shirley and her husband actually owned that flag before it became a part of American history. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So first off, can you tell us how your flag ended up in those firefighters' hands that day?
It was truly amazing. It came off our boat, the Star of America. The Star of America is one of those boats that unusually is docked with the rear of the boat facing the dock. The firefighters walked by the boat and saw the flag, and one of them went on board the boat and took the flag and the pole and went to Ground Zero with it. To them, I think it was a moment of hope during a time of total despair.
Yeah.
And they just took the first symbol they saw, and that was our flag.
Wow. Now, we showed your book cover just a moment ago. It's called The 9/11 Flag, Borrowed, Stolen, Recovered. What happened to the flag after it was hoisted above the rubble?
The flag got hoisted by the firefighters. It was shown in that famous photograph. We didn't know it ourselves, but it was stolen a few hours later.
Wow.
It was only found 13 years later.
That's incredible.
It went through an incredible journey, and it was amazing that we got it back.
Tell me about that recovery mission.
We did a lot to get the flag back. We were on television all the time. We had a website. There were television programs. CNN did a special. And then finally, the History Channel did a special. And that is when somebody saw it and said, "Oh, I think I have the flag." And he turned it in on the other side of the continent in Everett, Washington.
Wow.
And he turned it into the firefighters there.
What was that moment like when you realized that finally it had been found?
You know something? When they called me from Everett and said, "We think we have your flag, but we need to investigate," my husband and I just looked at each other and said, "Could this be real? Is this true?" And I said, "I think so." I said, "If it's true," he said, "how will we know?" I said, "Well," I said, "if the police tell us it's our flag and it's the right flag, we will believe it."
Now, we understand that your husband passed away from a 9/11 related illness. So this day must be very emotional in a lot of ways. It must carry a lot of weight for you. What does it mean for you to observe this 20th anniversary?
Truthfully, every 9/11 is bad for me. My husband died years after 9/11, but it was from a 9/11 related disease. We lived right down there, and our office was in the World Trade Center. So even though we didn't die that day, we went through a horrible day, that horrible day. And to us, it was as much despair as everyone else. So when the firefighters took that flag and hung it at Ground Zero, we were so proud. It was just amazing to us that from our boat came a symbol of hope from that for that day for everyone. My husband just kept saying, "It's our flag. It's an icon of the century. It's our flag. It's hope." And he was so proud. He was a Greek American, and he was so proud that the flag came from our boat.
As you should be. Shirley Dreifus, author of The 9/11 Flag, Borrowed, Stolen, Recovered. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you.